Hi folks, my name is Sharlee and I'm an ecologist and wildlife educator here at the Cairns Aquarium. My role is to deliver education or presentations on behalf of all the animals that we have here. So we run educational tours throughout the day. We also have school groups come in, and I have the pleasure of speaking on behalf of all the creatures and telling everyone how amazing and important and incredible they are. So here at the Cairns Aquarium, we are completely educational based. So we believe that education is conservation, and we offer free educational tours all throughout the day, little talks at each of the different sections, all included in your ticket price. But one of the not-for-profits that we work very closely with is Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre. So we have a hospital just upstairs where we're actually looking after 3 sea turtles at the minute that have become a little bit sick for different reasons in their environment. And we actually offer an opportunity where guests can book on and they can visit our sea turtles, learn a little bit about them and what's happened to them and how we're helping them. And then also that ticket price is 100% a donation to the non-for-profit, and it's actually what keeps it up and running. So we're very, very excited that we can offer that opportunity to educate, but also rehabilitate some of the turtles at the same time. We had Carlotta, who was tangled in 10 meters of fishing line. We also had Libby, a beautiful green sea turtle who was very sunburned when she first came in, and that was because she was found floating on the surface. So because of that, she got really badly sunburned. She was very lucky that she was found when she was, and then she was taken into our hospital. We were able to give her some medicine, made her go to the bathroom a lot pretty much, and then we were able to flush out her system and rehabilitate her, and then she got released back into the ocean. But it is always such a really good reminder that things that we do on land impact out in the ocean as well. And sea turtles, they get tricked. They think that a plastic bag is a jellyfish or a straw is a seaweed, and they don't know any better. They'll come up, they'll taste it, and then the damage is done. So it's always a super important and empowering reminder that the things that we do here impact the creatures out there. And that's really what we want most from this experience. When people come into the hospital, or if they just come and visit the aquarium, we want them to understand that every single thing that we do either has a positive impact or a negative impact. So at the Cairns Aquarium, we've been given lots of opportunity to do a lot of hands-on work with rehabilitation with obviously the sea turtles. So we released a sea turtle last year named Carlotta. She came in, she was tangled in about 10 meters worth of fishing line when she was first found. After quite a while of rehabilitation, we actually had to teach her how to swim again, get her nice, happy and strong and healthy, and then we were able to re-release her back into her habitat down in Mission Beach, which was such an incredible experience for all of the guests that had met her over the years, and then all of us that we work very closely with her. So that is very, very special thing that the Cairns Aquarium has got to be a part of. But every single day we get to see our guests come in and leave with a whole new sense of love and appreciation for the natural world that we are privileged enough to be a part of. So it's more of empowering people with knowledge and the tools that they can go out, leave this building with a whole new sense of appreciation and inspire them to really look after this beautiful world that we live inside of. If you've ever come across a sick or weak or injured marine animal, the best thing to do is honestly not to touch it. You don't know who it is, what it is, or maybe it could harm you, or you might stress it out a little bit more. But what we can do is call for help. So we have stranding hotlines. We have one set up here in North Queensland. If it's a sea turtle, for instance, that you find, you can help it by covering it with shade. So you can stand around it with your towel to make sure it's nice and shaded, but call for help as soon as you can. Call the Marine Stranding Hotline, and then they'll actually connect connect to the nearest turtle program. So we're actually the one for North Queensland. So we get the call, say, hey, Jenny Gilbert, we need you to come and rescue our sea turtle. And then she'll hop in her turtle car and she'll come on over and we'll rescue it and bring it to our hospital. But for your safety, never touch anything because you don't know what it is, but you can help in those ways by calling and also creating shade if it's an animal that wouldn't normally be exposed to the sun like that. So at the Cairns Aquarium, we have a few educational posters that are up around the buildings. So as you walk through on your journey, there is so much information, all coded. Every single speck of the wall has a bit of information on it. And a lot of them are actually funded by some of the governmental programs. So in our rainforest section, we have a yellow crazy ants poster that's really bringing to light some of these introduced species that are wreaking havoc on a lot of our native species. They're displacing a lot of our native ant species and then also causing a lot of damage to a lot of animals that live and infrastructure in the buildings as well. So we have a lot of education in how people can read them, they can learn a bit more about them, and then of course they can ask questions about them as well. We also focus strongly on marine parks, so we have a whole section set up for the Coral Sea Marine Park, which covers about 1/4 of the Coral Sea. So pretty large scale protection marine park. And we talk about our whale migrations and why it is so important that we actually have those sections set aside to protect some of our most vulnerable species. So a lot of the time we're teaming up with government programs and we're able to put up those information. So it's free and people can look at them and they can read about it. And then of course they can also ask all those new questions that they might have coming up as well. At the Aquarium, we actually run a lot of school groups. I have one that I'm going to do a little bit later on today. And we run school groups from teeny tiny little toddlers all the way up to college age or university age students. And we take them through the aquarium. It's a guided tour. It actually aligns with the Australian curriculum. So we go through different workbooks and we're able to work with kids and help them understand these environments that they live amongst. But also we leave people with a whole new sense of tools that they can use to go out and fight first line for the environmental changes that we want. So we have a lot of really cool at the touch tank as well. So that's a place where people can get hands on and they can hold a shark egg, which is not normally something you can do. And kids are able to pick up shells and corals and know that they're not actually harming any of the natural environments, because we would never recommend people to go out and collect them from the actual beaches that they go to. So it's a way that they can be nice and safe and then learn about this and have the freedom to ask those questions that they might not be able to ask someone when they're on the beach. So it's a really cool place that we can have the kids learning so much about it, and they're the leaders, they're the next generation, and we're really handing the baton over to them in that way. Especially here in North Queensland, where we have 3 World Heritage Sites and they're listed as some of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Like, we're right on the doorstep. And the aquarium is such an incredible place because everyone can enjoy it. Even if you can't swim, maybe you can't get out there, you don't have the money to go out to the reef. There are so many factors that could potentially stop you from getting to see the reef out there while you're snorkeling or diving or on a glass bottom boat. And here is a place where everyone can come to. It's fully wheelchair accessible, and little teeny tiny kids to older people, they will come up to you and say, thank you for teaching me that. I've been on this planet for 60 years and I had no idea about that one thing or this. And we learn from them as well. They come to us and they tell us about the reef that they have in their country on the other side of the world and what's happening over there. And it feels so beautiful because we're all here for the same reason. With all of these incredible creatures, and I do think that it's something that we want to share with our next generations and the next generations to come as well. We want them to be able to enjoy and love these animals and these creatures and these environments just as much as we do. Thank you.
Oh.